Hello, and welcome to Warrior Wednesday. I'm your host, Lisa, and you know, it is Warrior Wednesday, and I know it's a little late. I'm sorry I couldn't get this edited in time to actually air on Wednesday. But from now that I've got all the quirks worked out and everything else, it will now air on Wednesdays. I apologize for that. But anyways, let's get going with the Warrior Wednesday. So let me tell you what it is about. What is Warrior Wednesday? Basically, I want to give the spotlight to warriors out there who are nomads, okay? Because let's face it, everyone has their story. But I don't care if you're full time, part time, weekender, or a day tripper. It doesn't matter if you live in your car or you camp in your car, you travel in your car. Basically, I want to talk to you because, you know, going through life is always going to have its challenges. And I mean, let's face it, the challenges could be life-threatening situations like cancer, stroke, heart attack, car accident, or it can be depression, anxiety, PTSD, domestic abuse, things like that. There are so many things out there that everyone is going through. And I know that for me personally, you know, everyone has their story. And I just want to make sure that people get to know me, and why I decided to do Warrior Wednesday is to help those that are going through these issues and help them transition to having a fulfilling life, because your life doesn't stop just because these things have happened. I mean, I know I thought, oh my goodness, it's this is so much to bear, or this or that. And honestly, it is a lot. But what brings me solace happens to be this nomadic lifestyle, this being out there in nature when I choose it to be, or, I can't wait for it to be full time, or, getting my plans in place and things like this. And to me, that is everything. When it comes to being that nomad, I get peace. I get I get a reset button on that corporate life. It's always so hectic and I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do work 8 to 5. I got to do that. I got to, you know what? And then I get to take a breather when I'm off of work and I'm at a lake or a waterfall or go on a hike, or that to me is like resetting my mental and strong fortitude of life, just living that life. That to me is everything. So, I'm asking all of them out there. I mean, I just don't want to talk about myself. This is the first Warrior Wednesday. So, of course, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on myself. However, I want warriors out there. I want to interview you. You can come on the show and we can have a nice discussion. And basically, I want to be able to say, hey, this stuff happens. And so, why should you become a warrior on the show? Well, there's a lot of reasons, good reasons why. But the biggest one is to be the inspiration. I mean, other people may be going through the same situation you have, but are too quiet to speak up, or they don't know what to do, or who to turn to, or who to talk to. But if they see somebody else in the same similar situation that is happy with doing whatever their life is, then they might say, "Hey, if they can do it, I can too." And that honestly is the best thing for this, for this Warrior Wednesdays, is I want people to be inspired to say, "It's okay that I'm going through this. I will get through this. This person did, so I'm glad that I'm actually, going to go ahead and do that." So, I wanted to break down, of course, now, a little bit about me as to What the last 4 years have really been for me, I mean, it has not been a picnic. I gotta tell you, I wish I could take it back some of it, but I can't, and that's okay because life happens, and that's alright. My life situations. My father passed away April 17th of 2018. That's where we'll start. Okay, and from there, I became a full-time caretaker to my mother. She had medical issues. So she had COPD, emphysema, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and a lot of other health issues. So I became her full-time caretaker. And then bam, all of a sudden cancer hits. September 11th, 2019 to June 6th of 2021. It's almost 2 years. 2 years of treatments and surgeries and healings and everything else. And there is the timeline. I got diagnosed with cancer September 11th. I went through 5 rounds of chemo, and then I got a perforated bowel. I spent a month in the hospital. I ended up with a colostomy and then had that reversed. And then I had my reconstructive surgery, which basically I had a mastectomy on my left breast, and then I had my stomach fat in the belly area removed and put into my left breast to reconstruct it. So it was using my own tissue. And that basically was the nutshell for cancer because all the healing, all the surgeries, and it was, pain. And I still was having to take care of my mother full time. And I don't regret it at all. It was the best 4 times as far as, I could not go through what I did, without the family support. I mean, let's face it, uh, you're struck with this cancer and everything was chemo and this and you lost my hair and I had nothing and this and then I'm feeling weak and, I lost all this weight and you know what? I looked and said, "Okay, cancer to me, I looked at it and said, "Look, I ran cancer. Cancer did not run me." And I went ahead and I said, "Okay, all right, I have this. So let's just get from point A to point B and, we'll move on with our life." And the positive attitude that I had, a lot of people were like, "How can you be so positive? Oh my gosh, all these," and it was painful. I had a drug addiction from Dilaudid from 30 days in the hospital. That's all I had for 30 days. And then after that, I mean, I had to wean myself off. And, I currently take nothing. And that's the first time, like in 3 years, 4 years, that I haven't had to have anything then. And I don't regret having that experience. That experience was life changing because, it made me realize a lot of certain things. Then we got, lo and behold, while I was going through this, I was served divorce papers. Yes, that's right. September 28th. I was served divorce papers and was finalized in September of 2020. So, not only that, and I had to deal with the last thing was just recent. My mother, who I'd been caring for full time, had passed away on a cruise on March 3rd. So, yeah, it was not a very good picture indeed. I mean, you take a cruise, and the only thing is, we've always had the conversation, "Mom, what am I going to do when you pass?" And she was like, "Hey, honey, be happy for me because honestly, I wanna be with your dad," and, they had been married for 54 years, and I think they might have spent maybe 3 weeks apart during those 54 years. So, I was happy that she finally was able to be with dad, and I kind of glad about that. I I, still miss her every day, don't get me wrong, but I think because we've had that conversation so often that it wasn't It was still a shock that it was so sudden. Um, she passed out and never woke up, and but the memories I have of her and being with her are priceless. So, from all of this, what did I learn? What did I learn? Lessons learned, life's too short. Don't take life for granted. You never know when you'll not be here tomorrow. I mean, honestly, my mother proved that. She was there 1 minute, she passed out, and she never woke up. I mean, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. Stop dreaming it and start living it. If you want to do this lifestyle, there's nobody stopping you but you. And for those of you that have, was forced into this lifestyle and you do not want to be in this lifestyle, that's fine. Then make mends or make ways to get that complete. Get into a home, get off the street, get out of your car. I know it's easier said than done, but honestly, you have to make that choice that that is what you want to be. There'll never be a perfect time, quote unquote, to do this lifestyle. So do day trips, do weekend, do week long, do month long. It doesn't matter. Just get out there. Honestly, I do, the day trips, I do weekend trips, I do week long trips. At least once a quarter, I try to go 2 weeks because honestly, that to me feels like for 2 weeks, I'm out there on the road doing my thing and I feel good about myself. And that's what I really, really like. And to me, I feel free when I'm out there and I get reset so I can come back and deal with, corporate world and everything else that comes in between. Because honestly, corporate is corporate. It's going to be that way. But being able to reset myself is just priceless to me. And being out there on the road and doing my thing is where I really shine, that I really just get centered again. And so I can come back and I can deal with everything that I need to deal with. And to me, that is indeed priceless. So, I mean, life will get you down and it will totally, totally, take over you if you don't have the right mindset. So I totally want to share a good quote that I totally love. The quote that I live by: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, you will achieve. And it's RuPaul. He's saying it in a song. I just, it stuck with me. It totally resonated with me. Like to me, that was like so brilliant. I thought, oh my God. And it is so true. Whatever you want to believe, that's what's going to happen. And if you truly believe it, not in here, you got to do it here and in here because your heart is where it's going to be at. It's going to be the one that sustains you through everything. So, there are some resources that I'd like to go ahead and shout out, and that would be the National Cancer Institute. Now, I know they have a lot of support groups. I will put the links in the description. But the National Cancer Institute has support groups all over. Definitely, I've joined one that was moderated through my hospital, through my oncology department. And I basically joined a support group there. And luckily, the person that was running the support group was also my nurse advocate. So anything that I needed for cancer treatment or whatever, she would be basically, if I wasn't getting results from a doctor's lab test or something, she would go get them for me. That's a nurse advocate. I'll probably have her on the show as well as to explain her position. But she also runs all the support groups. So I was there for ostomy. I was there for cancer, breast cancer, or just cancer survivors and people that were going through it, giving them inspiration and support and saying, hey, we've all been through this. If we've been through it, you can be through it too. And so it was nice to connect with those kind of people. Definitely would suggest doing some kind of support. I mean, ostomy, I had never thought of a colostomy. And oh my God, how am I going to deal with this? And I thought it was life ending. And joining a support group helped me to realize, okay, I got this. I got this. It's okay. Support groups for ostomy. There it is. United Ostomy Associations of America. They are totally worth seeing, going to their site and looking at the different support groups that they have as well. They're nationwide as well. Again, if you can't go to the hospital that you're currently being treated and see if they have support groups, because those people are local. So they're going through the same things that you are that are local. But if you cannot find one, then being a nomad that you are, definitely reach out to both the National Cancer Institute and the United Ostomy Association of America. Definitely, definitely worth it. Also, grief and loss. Contact your doctor and get them to get you into a support group. Like I said, I was lucky. I do have my sister. So although I miss them dearly and everything else, I'm actually quite happy that my mother is no longer is suffering from breathing. She can walk and she's not in pain anymore. So to me, in a way, I'm kind of happy that she's with her beloved, and that kind of made the transition of her passing a little bit easier. But it still is hard for those that have problems coping. Honestly, contact a physician and then they will get you into a grief and loss program for you. Right. So if you are thinking that you might actually like to do this, become a warrior on this channel, please do. Because honestly, I can't do this show without you. And you are the ones that are going to be an inspiration for others. And I'm hoping that I'm doing that for others as well. So if you are interested in becoming a warrior here on the channel, please leave a comment below, because then I will always respond to all the comments. Or you can email me at lisa@outdoor-travels.com. Again, that's Lisa at outdoor-travels.com, all one word. And as always, I do appreciate all of you for coming and spending some time with me on this channel. God bless. And thank you for watching so much, because I do appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you.